Hey guys, welcome to Smack Talk Raw Review. I'm your host Boise, and what an episode of Raw we got for the Go Home show. It had everything. We had the first woman commentator throughout a full show. We had a WWE legend tribute, and we also had a WWE superstar return. What an episode. So let's get on with it. This is Smack Talk Raw Review. So we started off the show with pretty much two big things happening. Ronda Rousey did a fantastic tribute to Jim the Anvil Neidhart, who's Natalya's father and right now on-screen BFF of Ronda Rousey. So it was nice, it felt really good, and to be honest, WWE did a really fantastic tribute later on in the show. But I'm going to talk about it now because it was very much a very hot topic of the show. For the start of the show, really, and you could tell Ronda was not just passing on a message from herself, but from the WWE community, from backstage to management to everyone, that they were thinking of Natalya and her family in this, time of sadness. This was great. As well as that happening, we had Renee Young on commentating, and I thought this was really good. I think she brought a fresh air to the commentating circuit. First time a woman has commentated throughout the all length of Raw, and I think she did an absolutely fantastic job. She is very good at articulating herself, and it really showed in every match. She didn't really speak too much. You could tell she was holding back quite a lot. I think it's because obviously it's the first time she's been put in this position, but when she was talking about matches, performances, characters, she really sold it, and you can tell she was enjoying every second of it, and her enjoyment really passed on to the commentating team, which has felt a bit dry in some time. Well, with this as well, we went back to Ronda Rousey, which was great. Ronda had a partner for tonight, and that was Ember Moon. Ronda would be on her side during a match against Alexa Bliss. Alexa wasn't happy with this, and she cut a fantastic promo towards Ronda Rousey. With all this in mind, the fantastic promo, Ronda Rousey and Renee Young really bringing a life to this segment, particularly for me, I'm going to give this a reasonable 5 out of 10. So the first match we had of the night was Alexa Bliss taking on Ember Moon. Now, I remember after Mania when Ember came out from NXT and debuted, and she kicked the crap out of Alexa Bliss in no time. This was a much longer match, and I think this was an actually better match for both women. It's good to finally see Ember not getting involved with the Riott Squad right now. I think that's perfect. And she's a really good substitute kind of character that the fans do enjoy. And she's an upcoming star working with someone who is another very hot talent and uprising superstar like Ronda Rousey does. I think that will work for Ember Moon's character. Alexa Bliss being a fantastic heel she is, she had her own private security at the start, which really was fun. I thought this was really well put together by the commentating team. Allowed Ronda Rousey beat the crap out of them before the match started, which was great, and I think that really made the fans happy as well. And it just felt like they're keeping them separate for now, but allowing Ronda to do so much cool stuff in between that, it does save her character. The match itself wasn't anything too fantastic. It was middle of the road. It was a go home show type of match where they didn't want either woman to really win. So when it looked like Ember Moon was about to get the victory, obviously Alicia Fox jumped in, causing a DQ, and then Ronda got really angry and destroyed Alicia Fox. For me, altogether, like I said, the match wasn't too good, but the stuff between it and everything was fantastic on that end. So I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. Like I said, it's a go-home show type of match. Next up, we did get another match, and that was Constable Baron Corbin taking on Tyler Breeze. Now, Corbin was in charge of setting up his own match and Finn Balor's match, and it it made sense why he chose Tyler Breeze, and the commentating team did mention this. Renee Young really did mention it, and she stated, look, they kind of are the same shape, you know, size and shape, Tyler Breeze and Finn Balor, so it makes sense that he would want to take someone on like that. The match itself was, you could tell, I'm a big fan of Tyler Breeze. I think he's really underrated in the wrestling community, but this type of match where it's pretty much a squash match is evidence in it. Renee was really pumping up Tyler Breeze, but it doesn't work. It just can't work when you can tell W officials are going, yeah, you're going to get squashed in no time. So he did pull off some good moves, but Baron Corbin overpowered him, got the victory. Again, I'm not a massive fan of what Baron Corbin's able to do right now, but it wasn't a fantastic match at all. So I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10. Bit disappointing because I am, like I said, a Tyler Breeze fan. And this led on to the next match. After Baron Corbin got his victory, he called out Finn Balor's opponents for the night. That's right, opponents. It looked like it was just going to be Jinder Mahal. The commentating team were like, this is actually fair, you know. Jinder is quite a similar shape and size of Baron Corbin. And then he calls out Kevin Owens. Again, there was a bit of a cheer for Kevin Owens. Jinder Mahal never gets any cheers or anything. He's that legitimate boo. And then, but Kevin Owens goes out, and like, fans do enjoy having Kevin Owens on the show. And it was going to be a handicap match, but the GM of Raw decided to change all this on Baron Corbin and said, look, I can't cancel this match, but I can add someone to it. And it was going to be Braun Strowman to be Finn Balor's tag team partner. Yeah, this made sense. Finn and Braun are just great working together. I really enjoy the chemistry they have, and Braun Strowman's just brilliant. Like, Kevin Owens' face when Braun came out was like, oh god, no. Finn was legitimately, during the majority of the match, he managed to hold his own, but it's that typical babyface kind of thing, getting beaten, allow the bigger man to get in. Braun took out everyone, got the victory on Jinder Mahal while Kevin Owens ran away. Really good. It's keeping up the storyline with Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens and Finn Balor and Baron Corbin, so it works in that kind of direction. So for me right now, it was good writing. It wasn't a good match at all. Finn's selling was fantastic. Finn's always good at selling though. So for me, it was really fun, and what Braun was able to do in the ring was electrifyingly fun. So I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Next up in the show, we got like a Elias fan kind of thing. This was really weird. It was a local talent who said he was a massive Elias fan. Elias came out, strode with him and talked to him, saying he understands he's the greatest wrestler ever. He's a rock and roll superstar and all this lot. Bobby Lashley comes out, says, look, you know, we don't need any more like him and all this lot. The local talent attacked him with the guitar from behind. Bobby Lashley destroyed him, and that was about it. It really, again, I don't know what they're doing with the Bobby Lashley and Elias stuff. It just, for me, it's just not working out. But someone in management must be enjoying it. For me, it just doesn't work. So I'm going to give this a 2 out of 10. Next up, we did get a Raw Tag Team Championship match, and it was a triple threat match, and it was the Revival versus the Deleters of Worlds versus the Champions, the B Team. And this was good. This was a good match. Probably the B Team's best match so far as Raw Tag Team Champions. But yeah, the Deleters of Worlds lost, because I honestly, it's hard to say with one of these matches. It's so messed up. Like I said, the Deleters of Worlds lost, the Revival lost, the B Team are still Raw Tag Team Champions. But it was such a chaotic type of match. Everyone was trying to take out everyone. It looked like the Deleters and the Revival had won it several times. The B Team were not that much involved, but obviously they're trying to protect them because their whole gimmick is a kind of jokish kind of tag team. But it looked like the Revival had it. Unfortunately, Scott Dawson got tagged by Curtis Axel. He didn't realise. They thought they won it. Curtis Axel chucks him out of the ring, and Bray Wyatt gets pinned. So yeah, the Deleted of the World are. It looks like we don't know what's going on here, but it was a good match. I give it a 5 out of 10 because again, it was a good match, but a triple threat tag team match like this, and it just wasn't built up well by the commentating team. So it just felt like there was not too much building up towards it, and that's a bit of a shame, but a very good match altogether. Next up, we got Roman Reigns talking about his SummerSlam match against Brock Lesnar. He came out to the ring and he was ready. He's ready to take on Brock. He knows this is possibly his biggest match so far yet again. It just feels like every time it's Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, this is Roman's biggest match ever. Yeah, we don't care. Paul Heyman came out, gave him an offer, said, "Look, I want to work for you, Roman. I want to be your advocate." And Roman's like, "No, my father taught me to keep away from, how to work in this business with sharks." And he said, "The most dangerous sharks are the ones who are sinking, and you're sinking." I felt this was a really good promo between him and Paul Heyman, and the crowd were going crazy, like, "Yeah, Roman's, yes, Paul Heyman, work with him. It would be brilliant. It would add character to you, and probably a lot of the naysayers would actually start enjoying you if you had Paul Heyman in your corner," which makes sense. It does in that way. But no, Paul Heyman gets some pepper spray. He offers him a piece of paper at first. It looks like an idea, contract idea or something like that. He sprays him in the eyes. Brock Lesnar comes out, just beats the crap out of him, walks away again, and then comes back, F5's Roman Reigns. This was a message from, Brock Lesnar to Roman Reigns. "I am going to destroy you at SummerSlam." Yet, for me, I still think this is a swerve. I still think Paul Heyman is going to betray Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, but I'll talk about that more in my predictions video for Summer. After all this, after the Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar thing, we actually got a 6-man tag team match. Titus Worldwide and Bobby Roode taking on Mojo Rawley and the Authors of Pain. They were still going on about Roman Reigns being attacked by Brock Lesnar while the match started itself. And I was like, hold on, there's actually a match starting? Didn't even notice. It was a very quick match. The Authors of Pain really weren't that far involved. It was mostly Mojo Rawley. And yet again, Bobby Roode got the victory over Mojo. It's just, what was the point of that slight push for Mojo Rawley? Can someone please explain that for me? What's going on with, Bobby Roode? Are we now going to see a Bobby Roode push on Raw? Who knows? It just makes no sense. It wasn't really good because they didn't even concentrate from the start on this match, and by the end it was so quick and it was over with. You were just like, oh right, we had a match, fantastic. So I'm giving this a 3 out of 10. That's what he deserves. The final match of the night was Ruby Riott versus Sasha Banks in a singles match. We had Becky Lynch out in her corner, and we had Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan outside for Ruby, and it was a bad match. I am not gonna lie, guys. I was bored, and I usually am a fan of Sasha Banks' work. I think she's very good in the ring, and I think Ruby Riott is fantastic in the ring. But the thing which really got me, and I'm gonna say it now, Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan, before they got to SmackDown, before they got called up to the main roster, were all baby faces. They were baby faces in NXT, and it really worked. Ruby Riott was really much a fan favourite at NXT. Again with Liv Morgan, she was still slightly new, but she was coming up to being one of the favourites on that level of babyface. And again with Sarah Logan, all three women were very much, for my opinion, good baby faces, mid-card to Ruby Riott being upper, nearly up to that level for NXT women's title. All great baby faces. Get to the main roster and they turned heel. And it hasn't worked. And I still don't think it is going to work. I just don't think these characters sell the heel properly. And that's the problem. Sasha Banks can be heel and babyface, and you can believe it either way. She's very good at both statements. Alexa Bliss is fantastic as a heel, rubbish at being a babyface, and I think this is the problem with the Riott Squad. They could be really good babyfaces, but management are like, oh, you're a bit alternative, so we're going to turn you heel. Okay, that makes no sense in my opinion. Like I said, Ruby Riott's a very talented wrestler, and I think she could be a Raw Women's title champion some point soon. But I think she needs to turn face. I think that would help her more than being heel. As I said, the match itself was very boring. I really was tuning out in and out of it, and that's a shame. So I only give it a 4 out of 10. And our main event for the night was the Intercontinental Championship contract signing between Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins. And this was quite interesting. All right through the night, Dolph and McIntyre were going into GM Kurt Angle's office and saying, has Seth turned up yet? Seth Rollins had not turned up at all on Raw at this point. And they were like, well, if he doesn't turn up, you're not getting an Intercontinental Championship match because he hasn't signed the contract in time for it. And I was like, oh, can't they just do it after the show, you know, WWE? But no, it's part of the story. I get it. Makes sense. Right. So, Kurt goes out with the paper, you know, contract, table. Dolph and McIntyre come out. Kurt cuts a pretty decent promo against Brock Lesnar. Has nothing to do with the Intercontinental Championship match, but cuts a promo. Dolph comes out, cuts a fantastic promo with McIntyre saying they respect Seth Rollins, they respect him a hell of a lot because they know he's a hard worker and all this lot, but he's just not at their level. Really good heel promo. There's a lot of truth in it, you can tell, but you can tell it's just Dolph being really good on the mic, and McIntyre. Again, just shows you they're just really well-rounded, you know, superstars right now, are these three. Dolph signs the contract, goes, well, that's it. He's not turned up. Forfeit the match. Kurt. Seth's music hits finally. Seth comes out and goes, look, I do apologise for being late. I'm usually always here on time, but I had travel issues. Well, it wasn't my travel issues. And he talks about the bit in the contract which Dolph did point out earlier on, and it was about having someone in Seth's corner, like Dolph has Drew McIntyre. He goes, if you've got that Scottish psychopath on your side, I need a little bit of a lunatic on my corner. Dolph Ziggler's face dropped. Drew McIntyre's face dropped. The crowd went crazy. That's right, Dean Ambrose is back, and he looks like Jack. He looks friggin' awesome. He looks like a psychopath. He looks absolutely it looks like he's been working out even more. He looks so pumped right now. Both Seth and Dean go out, destroy Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre out of the ring. They sign Seth signs the contract with Dean. They do the Shield fist bump, and there we go. That ends the show for me. Fantastic return. Yeah, I would have loved it if it was at SummerSlam. That would have really, really jacked up the match a little bit more for me. But knowing that Dean's going to be there, and I've got a feeling about this, which again I will talk about at my predictions video for SummerSlam, just really brought the show to a great end. And there we go, guys. That was Raw for this week, and it was a go-home show like I stated. How was it? I thought it was a decent show. I think there were some bits which were very poor. I thought the tribute to Jim, the Anvil, Neidhart was brilliant. I thought the Seth Rollins build-up throughout the night was fantastic. I thought Ronda Rousey's tribute, again, like I said, fantastic. But it was just everything else. It just felt like the beginning was really good. The Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar bit, fantastic. And the Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Dolph, you know, and Drew McIntyre stuff, brilliant. Good. Don't care. Just didn't work out as well you're hoping. Didn't sell it. And that was it. So for me, altogether, I think Raw was a fantastic... I think it was a fantastic way to send the show home without being, you know, oh my god, this is the best Raw episode ever. I think it did what it needed to do. So I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10 because it definitely sold SummerSlam. It's gotten the fans more excited about it. I'm more excited about SummerSlam, especially the Raw matches. I'm really a little bit more excited about the Intercontinental Championship match. Definitely looking forward to the Universal match a little bit more now with Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. And I really want to see how Alexa Bliss could steal a win over Ronda Rousey. But what did you guys think of this week's episode of Raw? Leave it in the comments below, guys. And if you do like our videos, please like, subscribe, and press the notification bell. And if you like our videos, please follow us on Twitter at SmackTalkYouTube. That's SmackTalkYouTube. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can do it. It's at Boise88. And I'll see you guys next time on Smack Talk Wrestling Review.